I have a little analogy that I think might bring some levity to your day. Imagine that you are a 5-year-old little girl or boy and you are getting dropped off at the mall. And well, you know what 5-year-olds are like. I'm a big girl, I'm a big boy, I can do this all by myself. So off you go. And while you're in the mall, you fall down and you hurt yourself and you make some friends, but then you get lost and you lose the friends. And then at one point you're blindfolded and another time you got kidnapped. Frankly, this visit to the mall, not what you thought it was going to be, not at all. And you're wondering if maybe doing it on your own really wasn't a good idea. So one day you get a call from your higher self, and the higher self says, "Come and meet me at the door." So you go and you meet them at the door, and the higher self reaches its hand down and says, "Hold my hand, there's another way. Come on, let's go." So you go back into the mall and you're like, oh my gosh, in the same place again. And you hold hands with the higher self. And then there's other times where you think, no, I'm not holding the higher self's hand. You know what 5-year-olds are like. I'm not holding the higher self's hand, but every time you let go of the higher self's hand, something else happens. So you decide, I'm going to just hold the higher self's hand and we're going to just see what happens. So you're walking along and you start to notice that it actually feels better to hold the higher self's hand because at least you know you're not ever going to be blindfolded or kidnapped ever again. And so you start to relax and you look around and you look to the left and you see that there's a candy store. And you're like, oh, a candy store, I never noticed that before. And you say to the higher self, can I go in the candy store and get a lollipop? And the higher self says, no, dear, not this part of the mall. Come on, we're going somewhere. And you keep walking and then you look the other way and you see a shoe store and you're like, oh, I love shoes. Maybe I'll work in that shoe store someday. And the higher self says, no, dear, not this part of the mall. Come on, we're going over here. Well, now you're starting to think you got duped again because, who is this higher self person? And the only way out is to hold on to their hand, even though you don't really want to hold on to their hand. And clearly there isn't going to be any lollipops and you're not allowed to work at the shoe store. And you keep walking and then you look ahead and you're like, oh, there's a whole bunch of kids there and they're all about your age and they look like they're having fun. And you're like, friends, finally, higher self, I'd really like to have some friends. Can I go over there and say hello to those people? And the higher self says, nope, not those people, sweetheart. We're going somewhere. Come on, carry on, let's go. Now you're really beginning to wonder about this whole thing. The first mall experience, the second mall experience isn't that much better until you reach the end of the mall. And you are at the gates of the most beautiful, amazing amusement park where you can have as many lollipops as you want. You can work at the shoe store, but only on the days that you really, really want to, and you will have lots and lots of friends.